Hello all. I just want to get some footage of the Grangemouth oil refinery. That's what you can see there in the distance. The big flames is the blow-by gases, be the waste products like natural gas and stuff. So it certainly dominates the horizon a bit here. Grangemouth, it's not that far from the Scottish town of Falkirk. And it's alongside the River Forth as well. So I'm going to try and get closer to it, staying on the public side of the fence obviously, because I wouldn't be allowed in the site, obviously not allowed in there, but I'll try and get close to it on the right side of the fence and get some photos and videos for you. I've always been fascinated in that kind of stuff, I like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you see the big blowback flames or gases, byproducts. I've tried to get myself a little bit closer to it, and on a nearby road that runs by this refinery, gate 14. So you see there's like quite a few of the blow-by gases. There's a blue one which will be more of a pure gas, I reckon. Is it more oxygen or something if it's blue or something? I'm not quite sure. That's quite impressive though. So I could actually hear the gases burning from where I'm standing. You can actually hear it, the rumble from it. So it's gate 14. I can actually smell it slightly as well. You can smell the gas very, and not just imagining it, you might get that placebo effect where you think you could, you'd expect to smell gas and you would, it's very clean obviously, they've obviously filtered it and etc before it, they have all sorts of flues filters, I'm guessing. It's even stretches away down there. It's absolutely massive, the Grangemouth refinery. It's way down there and everything. I'm just trying to stay on the public side of the roads. I'm not obviously going to go in there. Like, I'd have to make an appointment and get arrangements before I could do that, which dealt with. But I'd love to get a tour in there, just see what happens if they do tours, and then if I'm allowed to film it and put it online, then all the better. But I don't know if it would be a lot of filming there or what. But yeah, I definitely faintly smell the gas from the burners up there. That must be the natural gas that's byproduct from the refinery process, because of all the surplus gas, so they'll burn the surplus off so that it doesn't become, you know, they don't want a build up of gases, so they burn the excess gas. I always think it's a bit of a, you know, I think if they could save that gas and store it, you know, I always wondered why they don't save it. A lot of tankers, by the way, obviously getting fueled up. That's where they get the fuel from. It's Morrison's tanker. There's another tanker coming in, and I'm guessing that's going to be going. That'll be empty, and assuming going to get fuel. But yeah, and I always wondered why they burn it off, why they don't save it. But there's I don't know why. I don't work in the refinery, but that's what they seem to do anyway. So I've seen loads of tankers, which isn't surprising. Fuel tankers, Asda's, Morrison's, and there was some other brands as well that I saw. And there's another tanker coming up as well. So I've continued down the road a little bit. We've got a better view of some more of the refinery down here. And behind me is where the tanker depot is as well, the truck tankers. So the refinery process, they'll get the crude oil in, they break it down through it's like a kind of, they heat them up through the refinery, distillery process. Heavier products sink to the bottom and the lighter stuff goes up at the top, and then eventually the gases and all that from there. They separate the crude oil out into different elements and compounds. I'm not quite sure the exact chemistry. I did hear a bit, I can't really explain it, but it just separates all the different levels of the crude oil's basically a very complex compound. It comes out from under the ocean base. So you've got the bed of the ocean, and you've got the ground that the ocean sits on. Well, below the ground that the ocean sits on is where that's where they get most of the crude oil from. And then you get, the oil rig floats above it. It'll drill down to the oil pockets, and the oil will come up through the pipes up to the derrick and all that. So they drill for the crude oil, then they put them on a big tanker ship, bring it on shore. There's other ways. This is just like, this is how I explain it anyway. So when it gets on shore, then they go into the refinery to get refined, basically, because through the refinery process they put it in a big tall sort of tube, a big tall tower-like tank. It's vertical. And they heat it. I think they heat it up, and then it sort of separates out into different, the chemical compounds will separate as it's being heated. The heavier tars, heavier oils will be at the bottom. The lighter stuff like diesel, and then it's wax, and then diesel, and then paraffin, then petrol, and then gas, and then you've got surplus gases that get burnt off, which is the flue gases. I think they treat some of the gases, we certainly do in power stations anyway, they treat the flue gases for emission controls for the environment. I don't know the full process that goes on in there. That's just a very rudimentary sort of description of my understanding of it anyway, at least. But there's loads and loads of tanks there as well, separate tank. There'll be different probably chemicals and all sorts of stuff that comes from the byproducts of crude oil. So I'm going to turn this down and show you the tanker depot, and then I'm going to go down further, drive down further as well, see if we get a look down there for you. That's the nearby tanker depot, the truck tanker depot. It's just across the road from the refinery. And just up the road a bit there on the right, there's Grangemouth Athletic Stadium as well. You would have saw the sign that there's like a poster for the World's Strongest Man 2023. That's Scotland's Strongest Man 2023. It's going to be getting held in, well, they'll be training up in there, I guess. They might even have the contest in there as well. So this is obviously the very public area that I net. But you wouldn't get near that, obviously. You would have to get arrangements to go in there. Like I say, I don't think there'd be a lot of filming there somehow, even if I did get a tour. It was like that with the nuclear power stations that I went to. I wasn't allowed to film anything when I was in there, so for security reasons. So I'm going to guess it'll be a similar sort of thing regarding this, due to the very nature of it, you know. I'll go and get myself down there as well, and I'll see if I can get some footage from there for you. So I've come a bit further down. It looks like they're big cooling towers or something. So I was thinking whether it was like a power station or something like that. They would condense the steam back into water, and they would use the cooling towers for its cooling effect. It was a condensing methods, but I don't really see any power lines or anything like that. So I'm not sure if there's a power station or anything to be powered off of that or not. So local buses going past as well. It's like Grangemouth. It's a bright-bodied streetcar or street light. I think the bus went past. I don't know what it was, but so obviously that's en route to Grangemouth town centre. So, right, I'll show you a bit more. I'll turn around. So my hands are absolutely freezing, unfortunately, but that's the price it comes at when you do this in December. So it looks like you could get along that way. So I'll get myself, I'll drive along there, see if I could see what I could see going along that way. So I'll go and do that now. So I'm going to plan on going down there. It looks like it's a public road. I've seen cars and buses. I don't see any signs so far saying that it isn't open for public access. So it's probably a through route. So I'm not going to go anywhere that I'm not allowed. I'm just going to stay on the public side of things. And that's where I plan on going. So I've went down this road, got a little bit closer to some of the stuff, all sorts of pipes and storage tanks, all sorts of stuff going on. Amazing. Now, it's obviously a huge site, so I'm not going to be able to spend too much longer here because I've got to get back. I've got to get back to Dundee. So it's rain starting to come on. It's getting a bit late. I've got to be back actually fairly shortly to Dundee. I'll go up there anyway on the way out, see if we get another wee look at the other side, then I'll really have to call it a night at that. But yeah, it's fascinating. I like it anyway. Hope you find it interesting. So I'll go and get myself around there. Right, so I've pretty much covered all I'm going to cover just now of the Grangemouth oil refinery in Scotland. I've been Clannickburnshire. It's not far from Falkirk, and it's obviously a very, very large oil refinery, oil and gas refinery. So I'm going to have to get going now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and just see what else I put up on my channel. Okay. If I knew more information about what was going on in there and more details, I would have mentioned it, but I haven't really done a lot of research on it at this stage. I was actually down here for something else, and I thought, well in here I'm going to have a look at this, and I'll get you a video as well, so I've done that for you. Maybe in due course, if I learn more about it, I'll make another video regarding the Grangemouth oil refinery. Okay, right, thanks for watching, bye for now.